Hi, Jeff Shrimpton here. This video is about emotional intelligence. It's one of the most important topics I cover off when I work with my clients, because it's all very well knowing a list of things to do, but if we can't do them or do them particularly well because we're not in the right place emotionally, there's a real problem with that. So you might have heard the phrase emotional intelligence or EQ. And here's my definition of it, or what it means to me. So imagine, you look at this picture, this is a river. Now that river is the river of your thoughts and feelings. Now imagine sometimes that river will be a bit like the River Thames, so it'll be slow, calm, and it'll be moving along. And sometimes the river might be like a mountain stream in flood season, where there's like it's all tumultuous and bubbling and fast and rough, and there's like a log in it here, and there's a shopping trolley and a dead cow that's been washed away, and there's all sorts of stuff in it. So it's like a really unsettled time. The problem that most people have until they come to this understanding is they put themselves here, right in the middle of the river, and they'll define themselves by those emotions. So you'll hear someone say, I am overwhelmed, I am stressed, I am happy, I am sad. So they're defining themselves by their emotions, and if we define ourselves by our emotion, then we become it. You know, the depression is people who repeatedly tell themselves they're depressed over time, and they go to the doctor and the doctor tells them for a fact that they're depressed, then they're absolutely here and they're swept away with those thoughts and feelings with no control over them. You see, people ask me, how do I control your feelings? You can't. You can't control your thoughts, you can't control your feelings, you can't control what happens in your head. But the important thing is to understand them. Like, I always ask somebody in a situation, did you have a brother or sister the similar age to you when you were a teenager? And then normally, if they did, they'll say yes. And say, at any point in your teenage years, is it quite likely that you would have gone, I hate you, I want to kill you? And everyone laughs and says, yeah, that probably did happen at some point. But did you take that further? Did you think, well, what am I going to use, a hammer or an axe? And where am I going to bury the body so mum doesn't find out? No, of course you didn't. Why was that? Because the thought was ridiculous. The thought was, it came into our head. We immediately realised it was a stupid thought, and we just got on with our day, and we didn't kill our brother or sister, hopefully. And if you did, shame on you. So we didn't believe that thought, but the thoughts that we do believe are ones that are, you know, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, all those kind of limiting beliefs. So how I train people to change their thinking, and I actually use this as a visualization. I visualize the river of thought and feeling, and I imagine myself sitting here on the bank of the river watching it go past. So you're stepping out of the way of your thoughts, you're not in your thoughts, you are not your thoughts. So now the language comes very different. The thinking and the speech is, I am experiencing feelings of overwhelm, I am experiencing feelings of stress. I'm not in the river, I'm not in it, I'm just experiencing it, I'm noticing it. I'm noticing I'm feeling stressed today. The other day I noticed I was feeling worried about something and there was nothing to be worried about. Has there anyone ever had that experience? But luckily I got here and I went, well, why am I feeling like that? And then I went, I don't know, it's rubbish. And then it just went away. So I'm not defining myself by the feelings now. So now I'm not in control of my thoughts and feelings. They're still happening, but I'm not being defined by them. I'm not being swept away by them and letting them ruin my day and control my behaviour. Now, once we're on here and we can have that more good quality thinking, is it possible that every now and then we're going to fall in and we're going to forget that we don't need to be swept away by our thoughts and feelings? Absolutely, on a day-to-day basis, I fall into the river and I realize I define myself by my feelings, and I go, oh, I'm annoyed, I'm angry, I'm overwhelmed with all this stuff, and I'll get swept along a little bit down the river. But because I've been practicing this, and this is what I train my clients to do, at some point you're going to get out. You might have a mad 5 minutes or an hour, or hopefully not a day. And at some point you'll go, instead of going, oh, I'm really stressed, you'll go, oh, I'm experiencing feelings of stress today. Why do you think that is? What's stressing me out at the moment? Maybe I can make a list of those things that are stressing me out and see what I can do about that. And maybe just making the list might make me realise that the things I'm getting stressed about aren't that important. Like worry is a really interesting emotion, because I always find that worry is so vague. You can feel worried and you don't even really know what you're worried about. It's just a weird, vague sense. But if you define yourself, oh, I'm worried, I'm always worried about stuff. But then you come here, oh, okay, I'm experiencing feelings of worry today. What is that then? Is that because of my financial situation? Is that because of that project that we've got going on at the moment? What is it that's causing me feelings of worry? And actually, there might be some really good information in there. You go, well, it's because I don't feel confident that Bob knows exactly what he's doing. Oh, that's interesting information. Now, firstly, my emotions have told me something. My subconscious has told me that we've not communicated very well. I can go do something about that. So not only will I improve my emotions, but I'm going to improve the project as well going forward. So I wanted to make this video because it's really important for everybody, I think, to have that understanding, because it makes me so sad when I see people who are just defining themselves by their emotions, and the habits happen over and time again, and people get so practiced at being stressed, overwhelmed or angry, and it's just unnecessary. So the work I do, I really help people to jump out of their thoughts and feelings and look at them in the third person, and help them to realise in some cases those if you do that, the bad emotions just vanish, they just disappear. So I really hope that this video is of help to you. If you'd like some more information, get in touch through the normal channels.